Welcome to Gifts for Life. Do you ever feel like life is a heavy burden that's hard to shake off, making happiness seem forever out of reach? Perhaps the issue isn't about needing more, but about not yet being ready to let go of what's holding you back. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us but by our thoughts about what happens." Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means freeing yourself from unnecessary pressures and breaking away from the things that prevent you from living fully and freely. The truly strong are not those who have everything but those who know when to let go. They learn to release their oversized egos, toxic relationships, and unrealistic expectations from themselves and others. Today, let's explore the 7 things you need to let go of to clear your mind, build inner strength, and achieve true happiness. This is not just a journey of self-discovery but an opportunity to shift your mindset and open the door to peace and self-empowerment. Approach these ideas with an open heart, take in the meaningful lessons, and apply them step by step in your daily life. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Gifts for Life so we can continue spreading positive values to others. Now, let's begin this journey of letting go and becoming the best version of yourself. 1. Let go of superficial pride, embrace authentic freedom. In life, we often find ourselves clinging to pride, a facade we construct to hide insecurities buried deep within. We wear masks of success and confidence, desperately seeking validation from others, even when it exhausts us. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, does pride truly define your worth? Or is it merely a shadow you chase, keeping you trapped in a cycle of endless striving? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. True strength doesn't lie in how others perceive you but in your ability to live authentically. People with genuine confidence don't waste energy maintaining a perfect image, they know their value comes from within. On the other hand, those consumed by appearances often carry the heaviest burdens, constantly fearful of being exposed. Let me share a story to illustrate this. A young man, desperate for money, was given a peculiar challenge by a wealthy businessman. "Bow to me in front of everyone," the man said, "and I'll give you $1,000 for every bow." At first, the young man hesitated. His parents and friends ridiculed him, calling him shameless. Yet, as he continued to bow, they began to soften. By the time he reached his 100th bow, the scorn turned to quiet acceptance. And by the 1,000th, his critics had transformed into admirers. Some even volunteered to bow on his behalf to earn their own share of the reward. Through it all, the young man remained composed, never letting the opinions of others affect his resolve. This story isn't about abandoning dignity, it's about challenging the idea that pride is tied to appearances. What truly earns respect is not the image you present but the courage and determination you bring to the table. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own life. Have you ever turned down an opportunity because you feared what others might think? Have you ever made choices not for yourself but to preserve an image in someone else's eyes? The Stoics teach us that freedom begins when we let go of the need to impress others. Living for external validation is a prison, choosing to live authentically is liberation. Letting go of superficial pride doesn't mean giving up on your values, it means shedding the unnecessary weight of others' expectations. When you stop worrying about what people think, you open yourself to a life of genuine peace and freedom. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." True happiness isn't found in keeping up appearances, it's found in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are and living in alignment with your values. Let go of the facade, and you'll find a lighter, freer, and more fulfilling path forward. 2. Let go of the past, learn to fully embrace the present. The past has a strange power over us. It can be a collection of beautiful memories that we long to relive, or it can be a heavy burden of regret and pain that holds us back from moving forward. So often, we get stuck in a loop of, what ifs, what if I hadn't made that mistake, or, what if I could go back and fix everything? But here's the truth, constantly looking back means you miss the precious moments unfolding right in front of you. While we can't change the past, we can change how we respond to it. Clinging to painful memories or regrets is like carrying a backpack full of stones. Each day, you try to take another step forward, but the weight keeps pulling you down. The only way to move ahead is to put that backpack down and leave it behind. The Stoics teach us a similar lesson about the power of letting go. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This reminds us that struggles from the past are not barriers to growth but opportunities to learn and move forward. Consider this story. Two monks were traveling on a long journey when they came across a woman struggling to cross a river. Without hesitation, the older monk carried her across. Hours later, the younger monk, clearly upset, asked, "How could you, a monk, carry a woman like that? It's against our principles." The older monk replied calmly, "I put her down at the river's edge. Why are you still carrying her?" This story is a clear metaphor for how we often hold on to the past longer than we should. What are you still carrying? Is it a failed relationship, a career setback, or a hurtful comment someone made? These things, if not released, become burdens that weigh down your present and block the path to your future. Instead of seeing the past as a chain holding you back, view it as a teacher. Your mistakes do not define you, but they can teach you invaluable lessons. A career failure can guide you to better opportunities. A broken relationship can help you appreciate those who truly value you. To let go of the past, start by accepting that everything happens for a reason. Some experiences are there to teach you resilience. Others teach patience. And some simply remind you that not everything in life is within your control. Once you accept this, you can focus on the only thing you truly have power over, the present moment. Rather than replaying painful memories, shift your attention to what you can change now. The present is your canvas, the only time you can act, create, and grow. What you do today shapes your future, not the mistakes or successes of yesterday. There's a powerful saying, "The past is a place to learn from, not to live in." Don't let the past trap you in negative emotions. Instead, see it as a stepping stone in your journey to becoming a better version of yourself. Here's a simple exercise to help you let go. Take a few quiet minutes and write down the things from your past that still weigh on you, painful memories, regrets, mistakes. Then, say to yourself, "I've learned the lessons these experiences have to offer, and now I'm ready to let them go so I can live fully in the present." Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. When you release the past, life feels lighter, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. And that's when you truly begin to live a stronger, happier life. 3. Let go of relationships that no longer serve you, make room for new happiness. In life, there are relationships that once brought us immense joy and connection but have since lost their value and meaning. These could be friendships where silence has replaced meaningful conversations, or relationships that leave you feeling drained, used, or unsupported. Yet, we often hold on, not because of love or attachment, but out of fear of loss. Ask yourself, is a relationship that leaves you emotionally exhausted, hurt, or lacking positivity worth maintaining? Holding on to such connections doesn't just waste your precious time, it also keeps you from discovering more fulfilling relationships. There's a story about two childhood friends who once shared everything. They grew up together, dreaming about their futures. But as they matured, their paths diverged. One became ambitious and positive, always striving for growth. The other sank into negativity, constantly complaining and pulling their friend into endless conversations about failures and dissatisfaction with life. The positive friend eventually realized that every interaction left her feeling drained, as if her energy had been sucked away. Yet, she clung to the friendship out of loyalty to their shared past. It wasn't until she understood that this relationship was holding them both back that she made the difficult decision to step away. Letting go doesn't mean erasing the good memories. It's about accepting that people grow in different directions, and sometimes those paths no longer align. A healthy relationship supports mutual growth, while a toxic one holds both people back. Remember, saying goodbye doesn't make you a bad person. It's an act of self-respect and self-care, allowing you to protect your energy and create space for more meaningful connections. When you let go of relationships that no longer serve you, you free not just yourself but also the other person, giving them the chance to find relationships better suited to their growth. Life is a long journey, and not everyone is meant to walk alongside you forever. Be grateful for the moments you've shared, but don't fear moving forward without them. As the saying goes, letting go isn't losing, it's opening the door to something better. Take a moment to reflect. Are there relationships in your life that no longer bring value or positivity? Are you holding on out of habit or fear, even though you know they no longer fit? Don't be afraid to say goodbye. When you learn to let go, you'll discover the freedom and lightness that come with it, opening the door to joy and new opportunities you never thought possible. 4. Let go of resistance, the art of opening up and finding freedom. Resistance is one of the greatest obstacles to moving forward. It keeps you clinging to things that no longer belong in your life, broken relationships, outdated dreams, or situations that no longer serve you. You convince yourself that if you hold on just a little longer, everything will eventually work out. But the truth is, the tighter you hold on, the more drained and hurt you become. Imagine holding on to a rope that someone is pulling from the other end. The tighter you grip, the deeper it cuts into your hands, causing pain. Yet, instead of letting go, you cling even harder, believing that holding on will somehow give you control. In reality, the pain would disappear the moment you release your grip. Life works the same way. We often hold on to things that no longer bring value, fearing loss or refusing to admit they're no longer right for us. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." Acceptance, not resistance, is the key to freedom. There's a poignant story about a monkey in the forest. Villagers would set traps by hollowing out a coconut, filling it with peanuts, and carving a small hole just big enough for the monkey to reach in. When the monkey grabbed a handful of peanuts, its fist became too large to pull out. Trapped by its refusal to let go, the monkey would end up captured. The solution was simple: if it had only released the peanuts, it could have escaped. This story mirrors the resistance we experience in life. We hold on to things, relationships, possessions, expectations, not because they make us happy, but because we don't want to let go of the idea of having them. Yet, letting go is often the very thing that sets us free. Resistance doesn't just manifest in material things, it shows up in our expectations. You might cling to a relationship devoid of love simply because you fear being alone. Or you might hold on to a job or an old dream, even when they no longer align with who you are, because admitting they've outlived their purpose feels like failure. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means recognizing that everything has its time and place. A relationship that no longer nurtures you, a career that no longer fits, or a dream that no longer excites you, they've all served their purpose as valuable lessons but don't need to remain burdens you carry forever. Think of life as a backpack. Every time you cling to something that's no longer serving you, you add another stone to your load. Over time, that weight will exhaust you. Letting go isn't about losing, it's about setting down those heavy stones so you can move forward with greater ease. There's a powerful saying, you can't grasp what's ahead if your hands are full of the past. Ask yourself, is what I'm holding on to truly bringing me happiness, or is it weighing me down? If the answer is no, then it's time to let go. When you release resistance, you create space for new opportunities, healthier relationships, and dreams that align with who you are now. Letting go isn't the end, it's the beginning of something new. As Eckhart Tolle wisely said, you can only lose what you cling to. When you let go, you don't lose yourself, you gain freedom, the freedom to open your heart and welcome what's waiting for you. Learn to let go, not to abandon, but to make room for the better things life has in store. 5. Let go of perfection, embrace yourself to live a happier life. From an early age, many of us are taught to strive for perfection. We're told to get top grades, build a dazzling career, have an ideal family, or maintain an impeccable image in the eyes of others. But the truth is, no one is perfect, and the relentless pursuit of perfection often leaves us feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. Imagine you're painting a masterpiece. You focus intensely on every detail, correcting every line, determined to make it flawless. Yet instead of enjoying the creative process, you find yourself drained, obsessed over tiny imperfections only you notice. While others may admire the beauty of your work, you can't see past what you perceive as flaws. Striving for perfection is like chasing a shadow. Just when you think you've caught up, it slips further away. The closer you get, the higher you raise your own standards, making the goal forever out of reach. Perfection is an illusion, a trap that blinds you to the fact that imperfection is what makes us truly unique. Consider the Japanese art of kintsugi, the practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, the Japanese highlight them, turning the flaws into something beautiful. This philosophy teaches us that imperfections don't diminish value, in fact, they enhance it, making each piece one of a kind. Apply this mindset to your own life. You don't need to be perfect to be loved or respected. Often, it's your imperfections, your quirks, your mistakes, that make you relatable and genuine to others. Letting go of perfection doesn't mean giving up on growth. It means allowing yourself to improve without being trapped by unrealistic standards. When you let go of perfection, you'll feel lighter. You'll have the courage to try new things without the fear of failure. You'll savor the journey instead of obsessing over the destination. And most importantly, you'll realize that life isn't about flawless execution, it's about living authentically and embracing the messiness of being human. As the saying goes, happiness doesn't come from perfection, but from loving and accepting yourself. Let imperfection be a natural part of your life, because it's what makes life truly meaningful and worth living. When you accept yourself as you are, you'll find not only happiness but also the freedom to grow into the best version of yourself, one that's beautifully and uniquely imperfect. 6. Let go of dependency, the freedom to become stronger. Relying on others, whether financially, emotionally, or mentally, is like locking yourself in an invisible cage. You hand over control of your life's direction, tied to the support or opinions of others. This doesn't just make you weaker, it robs you of the chance to discover your true potential. To become stronger and truly free, it's essential to let go of dependency and build a life of independence. Imagine being a fledgling bird in a nest. As a chick, your parents protect and feed you, shielding you from danger. But one day, you have to learn to fly. If you stay in the nest forever, can you ever experience the vastness of the open sky? Dependency may feel safe, but in truth, it's a barrier to your growth. Financial independence is the first and most foundational step. An adult cannot thrive while relying on parents, a partner, or others to meet basic needs. Financial dependency often comes with strings attached, limiting your freedom to make choices. Picture a young adult who still depends on their parents for money. They dream of switching careers or moving to a new city, but their reliance on financial support forces them to adhere to their parents' wishes. True freedom comes only when they take control of their finances, empowering them to live life on their own terms. Equally important is emotional independence. Many of us lean on others for comfort, reassurance, or validation. While this is natural, over-reliance can leave you lost when that support isn't available. A strong individual doesn't wait for someone else to solve their problems, they face fears head-on, pick themselves up after setbacks, and draw strength from within. Think of a relationship where you constantly depend on your partner for a sense of security or happiness. If, one day, that person is no longer there, the emptiness can be overwhelming. This dependency not only puts undue pressure on the relationship but also erodes your sense of self. When you learn to find peace and joy within yourself, your relationships become lighter, healthier, and more enduring. Letting go of dependency requires the courage to step out of your comfort zone. Start small. Solve minor problems on your own rather than immediately seeking help. Instead of consulting everyone for advice on every decision, make choices based on your own judgment. Little by little, you'll realize you're fully capable of navigating life independently. Letting go doesn't mean rejecting help or isolating yourself. It's about freeing yourself from excessive reliance so you can take charge of your life. When you stop depending on others to define your happiness or success, you'll discover strength you didn't know you had. Remember, independence isn't loneliness, it's the foundation for building a solid, meaningful, and free life. As the saying goes, when you stop depending on others, you start truly living. So let go of dependency, embrace the freedom it brings, and take control of your destiny. 7. Let go of resentment, forgive to find peace. Holding on to resentment is like gripping a burning coal, waiting to throw it at someone else. In the meantime, it's your own hand that gets scorched. Anger and bitterness don't just hurt your spirit, they drain your energy and steal your happiness. Letting go of resentment isn't about the other person deserving forgiveness, it's about freeing yourself from the chains of negativity. We've all been hurt at some point in our lives. Someone said or did something that left a scar, and the anger can linger for years. But when you cling to that resentment, you're giving away control of your emotions to the very person who hurt you. They've likely moved on or forgotten, while you remain stuck in the past, tethered to pain they no longer remember. There's a story about two friends walking in the desert. At one point, one friend hurt the other, who wrote in the sand, "Today, my friend hurt me." Later, the hurt friend nearly drowned at an oasis, but the same friend saved him. This time, he carved into stone, "Today, my friend saved my life." The friend who had both hurt and saved him asked, "Why did you write one in the sand and carve the other in stone?" The other smiled and replied, "When someone hurts us, we should write it in sand so the wind can erase it. But when someone does something good for us, we should engrave it in stone so it lasts forever." Resentment is like a storm, pulling you into its vortex and blinding you to the good in life. But forgiveness is the calm after the storm, not because it erases the wrong, but because it gives you freedom. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, allowing you to release the weight of anger and live with a lighter heart. Letting go of resentment doesn't mean forgetting what happened or condoning the actions that hurt you. It's about accepting that everyone makes mistakes. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the offender, it liberates you. Not everyone deserves your forgiveness, but you always deserve your peace. Forgiving is not a sign of weakness, it's an act of courage. It's a declaration that you refuse to let past pain control your future. Ask yourself, are the negative emotions you're holding on to worth sacrificing your peace? Instead of letting resentment imprison your mind, focus on what you can control, your reaction, your ability to love, and your capacity to honor yourself. As the saying goes, forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it changes the future. Let go of resentment and reclaim the freedom within your soul. Life is too short to be weighed down by feelings that harm you more than anyone else. Choose forgiveness, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve the peace that comes with it. Life is a journey of letting go and moving forward. Life is a challenging journey, but it is through letting go that we uncover the path to true freedom and happiness. Releasing unnecessary pride, painful pasts, relationships that no longer serve us, stubbornness, dependency, perfectionism, or resentment, these are not signs of weakness, but reflections of growth and courage. Remember, every time you let go, you are freeing your mind and soul, creating space for better things to enter your life. It is only by leaving behind what holds us back that we can truly live with purpose and joy. What do you think about the idea of letting go to become stronger and happier? Share your thoughts or personal stories in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else to overcome the burdens weighing them down. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like to spread positivity, share to pass on these meaningful lessons, and subscribe so you won't miss out on more insightful content from Gifts for Life. Take a moment to reflect on this message, revisit it during quiet times, and apply it to your life. Wishing you strength, freedom, and happiness every day. See you in the next video. Thank you for being part of this journey with Gifts for Life.